shoulder. And I'm going to tell you more about your arm and its anatomy and physiology than you probably know. And first, we're going to discuss the bones of your arm and hand. Second, we're going to discuss the muscles of your arm. And third, we're going to discuss the joints of the arm and hand. Okay, I based most of my information on what I've learned from Mr. Shaker's anatomy class, the American Society for Surgery of the Hand, Gray's Anatomy, and Medscape. Okay, first, the bones of the arm and hand. Okay, we're going to go over the bones of the arm first. First, you have your humerus. It is the only bone to make up the upper arm, and it attaches with your shoulder or the scapula, and it forms your shoulder joint, and it also attaches to your ulna and radius to form your elbow. And then second, there's your ulna and radius. They form your forearm, and your ulna attaches to your humerus, and your radius attaches to your carpals. And there's the bones of the hand. First are your carpals. They form up your wrist. They're 8 carpals, and they attach to your radius. And then you have your metacarpals and phalanges. There are 5 metacarpals, 1 for each finger and your thumb. They make up the palm of your hand. And then there are your phalanges. You have 14 phalanges, 3 for each of your fingers and 2 for your thumb. And then now that you know about the bones of your arm and your hand, they have muscles in your arm that move your arm. The bones of your arm, I guess I should say. Okay, first you have the muscles of your upper arm. There are three anterior muscles of your upper arm. The coracoportalius, your biceps, and your brachialis antiquus. The most important one is your bicep. That's the one that they normally teach in your anatomy class. And then there's 2 posterior muscles, which is on the back of your arm. And that is your triceps and subconeus. And the most important one is your triceps, because I guess those are the largest ones in your arm, so they're the most important. And then you have your forearm. There are 20 muscles that make up your forearm, which is a lot compared to your upper arm. And it's because your forearm rotates, and that takes more muscle than just moving up and down. So, then now that you know about the muscles of the arm and the bones of the arm, now we'll see how they work together to make movable joints. Okay, first there are 3 main joints of your arm. There's the shoulder, which is where your humerus attaches to your scapula, and it's a ball and socket. Your humerus is a ball, and it goes into the socket of your scapula, so you can have a larger range of motion. And then you have the elbow. The ulna makes a U shape, and the humerus has a little indentation at the end, and the ulna attaches and moves back and forth to make a hinge joint. And there's an ulna and radius joint. This one is a really weird joint because they're not attached to move up and down or rotate or circle around. They attach together like this, and the radius and ulna pivot around each other. It's called a pivot joint, and the ulna wraps around the radius. Okay, so let's review what we've learned. Today we looked at the anatomy and physiology of the arm and hand. We looked at, first, the bones of the arm and hand. Second, about the muscles of the arm. And third, we learned about the joints of the arm. Thank you.